What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about games that were not at Ubisoft Forward. I think with a show like Ubisoft Forward, the biggest thing that kind of comes out of it, sadly, it is sad, okay? As I've said before, I'm not so against Ubisoft as other people are. Obviously, the whole Ubisoft accountable thing, I'm behind that. I want justice. I want, equality. And, I want people to be treated fairly. All of that stuff, okay? But in terms of hating on Ubisoft games, I'm actually kind of on the, well, they're decent. Some of them are pretty solid. Some of them are bad. But I don't hate on Ubisoft as much as others. It just sucks that, again, with a show like this, the biggest thing to come out of it, Avatar, they showed Far Cry again. There was a couple okay things. Rocksmith is cool. I used to play it back in the day. But really, it's the games that they did not show. Splinter Cell, Rayman, Skull and Bones. Those are going to be kind of the three that I focus on hard. And now, before people come at me, I'm aware of the situation with all of them. And by that, let me explain it as I go through this video. Skull and Bones has been rebooted 1,000 times. Rumor has it, it was rebooted a few months ago. Late 2022, maybe 2023. I get why you don't show it. Rayman, very likely, 95% chance, it's not coming at all. They're not even working on a game. So to say, oh, they didn't show a Rayman game, I'm going to hate on the show. I get what that sounds like, but again, it's a contrast of what they showed, which is just some stuff was just not interesting or just, repeats or whatever, or hanging on it too long, okay, versus what could have been, I guess, if they made other decisions. So Rayman, I get it. Splinter Cell, all right. I do believe there's a Splinter Cell game. I really do. There were rumors of it quite a bit last year. All of them have seemingly died out, but I truly still do believe there's a Splinter Cell game in the works, okay? Now, when does it come out? I don't know, but to me, they see things. They know by putting Sam Fisher in every game crossover imaginable, then giving him his own Netflix show without having a game is the stupidest decision you could ever make. And you could say what you want about Ubisoft, but I do think they're aware how popular he is and how popular Splinter Cell is. I know people have made the joke, the only reason we haven't gotten a Splinter Cell game yet is because they don't know how to make it a live service game. And that's a very funny joke. You should go on Comedy Central, and that is probably true, okay? That's honestly, that probably is the truth. They want to milk it. They don't know how in a single-player game, and the answer really is you wouldn't, right? If you come up with a single-player Splinter Cell game, it comes out, it is just good, like it's a good game, it sells millions, and then you realize, oh, you can, it's really, honestly, they're just a few years behind EA. Remember, EA said, nobody wants to play single-player games. There's no, that's not a thing, which is stupid. Then, all of their actions kind of back that up until, for whatever reason, they allowed Jedi Fallen Order to exist. Well, what happened? Well, they just announced it a few days ago. 20 million copies sold. Or I guess not sold, played in all. And those are through subscription services. Those are through sales, them actually buying it. 20 million people, unique people. That is a very high number. Not every game can say that. In fact, the top 0.5 could probably say that, okay? So basically what I'm saying is Ubisoft needs to wake up and notice that, no, they don't all need to be live service microtransaction games. You can do, stuff that's not that. And the thing you have to do is make sure that it's good, and then it'll sell really well. Yeah, it won't survive 5 years. People won't be playing it in 5 years, but you'll remember it in 5 years. You'll remember, oh, that was a Game of the Year contender, right? Honestly, it's a little why I'm scared of Skull and Bones. Clearly, there's an angle where you can push Skull and Bones and you can support that game for years. And again, supporting a game for years isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world, but just generally how companies do it isn't great. Skull and Bones is obviously there. But, sorry I went on that long rant, but that's really the issue. So, I get why you don't. Well, Splinter Cell, I really don't understand why you don't show it. I do, unless there is no game, which is very possible. Okay, it is definitely just my opinion that there is a Splinter Cell game. But those are three games to me that stand out. Even Prince of Persia, I know that it's been delayed. Technically, it was delayed indefinitely twice. It was delayed indefinitely. Then they said it's coming out in 2022, but they didn't give a date. So I would argue it was basically pushed into oblivion 2 times back-to-back, which obviously is not a good look, and I don't think anybody would argue that. That would really be a 4th game, because I do think the Sands of Time game would be pretty cool. So that's just what it comes down to me. Again, I didn't despise that show. I thought that they showed what they kind of needed to show. Credit to them in a way that they were all very different games. I mean, Just Dance is very different than Far Cry, which is different than Mario Rabbids, which is different than Rainbow Six, which is different than Riders Republic. I mean, every single game they did was very different. There could be a common theme of subscription, live service, keeping it around for a long time, besides maybe Far Cry, right? But they did the season pass and stuff. But, like, you know, I will give them credit for that. I would just say, overall, like, Skull and Bones would have been cool. Again, like Avatar, there was Avatar as well, right? And we talked about that on the main channel, or maybe this video goes up first, and if it does, main channel will be the Avatar video, okay? I didn't love Avatar, what they showed of it, okay? I didn't despise it, but I didn't really like it. But, granted, it was new, it was original, a Ubisoft original. No, but it was new, it was something that we didn't know leaked, and that's not really their fault, okay? Because all these games kind of leaked like an hour before, 2 hours before anyway. But it was just something like, oh, we didn't expect it. It's different. Whether or not you're too much into it, or whether or not it even is good in the end, because there's no guarantee, right? At least it's that. Honestly, that's exactly what a game like Skull and Bones, like, yeah, even if it's in an early stage, you can't show gameplay, whatever, I think you could have thrown together a 2 to 3 minute trailer, and yeah, it's still a while away, and maybe you don't want to lead people on to then keep delaying it year after year after year. Maybe they think there's not a lot of interest there. Let me tell you, from being around the internet, just a sense I get, if they did Skull and Bones, it would have been big. Did Avatar save their show? No. But if you do Avatar, if you do Skull and Bones, if you announce a new game, okay, or if you show Prince of Persia, you even do 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 6, or, you know, if you do half of what I'm saying, I really think the show could have been much. And it really, yeah, this is kind of also a review of the show, right? Almost in a way. It is literally what I said. I predicted this a few weeks ago. I said the thing with Ubisoft's show is it has the biggest potential to be the worst out of all of them. Square Enix, Capcom, Nintendo, Microsoft, 2K, or like Take-Two, all of them. I mean, there's actually quite a bit of, and some of them are going to be very short. They'll be like 20 minutes long. Those may be better than Ubisoft. And I said this, you know, leading into it, where if they show, Beyond Good and Evil. Sorry, I know I'm waiting 7 minutes in. Beyond Good and Evil 2, there's another one. If you just show a trailer for that, yeah, it's probably 30 years away, but you show a trailer, you get people excited. And so, again, like, you show Beyond Good and Evil, you show Skull and Bones, you show one other thing, all of a sudden your show is, yeah, a mix of things that are coming soon and may not be for everybody. And sure, is Beyond Good and Evil 2 for everybody? Is Skull and Bones for everybody? No, but it's something that's coming. And I think there's a lot of interest there in those things. If they did that, it would have been it really would. It would have been an amazing show. I would have called it an amazing show. The issue is they chose the other thing, which is what I predicted they would do. And if you keep it safe, if you announce just what's coming up, you know, repeats of what we've already seen, Assassin's Creed DLC, stuff like that. Yeah. Do people play Assassin's Creed? Yeah. Do people love Assassin's Creed? Yeah. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's just, the show wasn't good. The show just flat out wasn't good, and it could have been, it's the Pedro Pascal thing again, right? It could have been better. It could have been much better, and they decided not to. So here we are, easily this is much worse than Summer Game Fest, I would say, by like a mile, okay? I would say, looking at it right now, it's very easy to imagine we say on Tuesday, this was the worst show of E3. By a lot, not even close. I really think that's going to happen. Maybe a company will surprise me and be equally as bad or worse. And again, I want to be fair. I wouldn't say the show was awful or bad. Somebody said it best, mediocre. I think mediocre is probably a good word to describe the show. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? What do you think about the show? What do you think about games that were not at the show? When do you think we'll see those games? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon, all of that good stuff. Leave a like on the video would help. I think this is going to be the only video today on this channel. We normally do one video a day. Tomorrow, there will probably be more than one, okay? Square Enix and Microsoft both go tomorrow, so there'll probably be a load of videos, like 4 or 5, on the main channel, and then on this channel, there'll probably be like at least 2, okay? And maybe Monday as well, so just keep it tuned. You'll get notifications if you guys have the bell icon turned on. I hope to see you guys there.